up your YouTube, search for
Forest Federation.
watch on your big screen.
Or another device if you're at home.
Get yourself comfy, this could take a while. What a happy scene. Something new every day for your long-term memory. This is so exciting, it is nearly time for a
Forest
assembly. Hello everyone and welcome to another Forest Federation Celebration Assembly. We're going to say well done to loads of Stukely children, loads of Newton children. We're going to celebrate what you've been up to these last few days. You know how it rolls. We don't have Mrs. Stevens this week, so I am going to do the Newton certificates. Not done them for a while. Mrs. Page, yes, is back doing the Stukely certificates. And Miss Barry is joining her to do the Key Stage 2 certificates. Let's get all that done right now, but we've forgotten the strap lines, haven't we? Well, I have. 6 short words that drive our lives. Every day in our federation, we want children and staff to feel, be and become. Our school motto is, our school curriculum is, yes. Right, over to Mr. Singletary to do the Newton shout out certificates. Oh, me? Oh, brilliant. Here we go. Anning class this week. Be Kind certificate for James PA for kind and polite manners with all children and adults all of the time. Well done, James. Also, Working Hard certificate from Anning this week. Freddie, you are writing more and more, Freddie, and you're really getting going with longer sentences and better ideas. Keep it going, Freddie. And finally, the Achiever certificate is for Eddie, who is now writing sentences independently. He's doing a brilliant job. Well done, Eddie. We're very proud of you. In Goodall class this week, Working Hard certificate is for VB for working really hard with her reading, especially her AR quizzes. Well done, VB. Being Kind for Finn, always got a smile on his face and he's been really supportive to other children in PE. Well done, Finn. And finally, what an achievement, Lila, massive success with your spelling words. You're working really hard and we're really proud of you, Lila. Well done. And finally, Einstein class, Cameron, brilliant manners and brilliant, lovely, kind behaviours with our younger children. You're a great role model, Cameron. Keep it up. Seb, you've got the Working Hard certificate this week for brilliant work in maths. And finally, Daisy, you have done some brilliant science retrieval and you are achieving and nailing the learning and remembering all of it. Well done, Daisy. That's Newton. Now let's hand over to Mrs. Page and Miss Barry from Stukely.
Hi everyone, nice to be back in the building, and I have the Foundation and the Key Stage 1 certificates. So from Mrs. Gavigan's class, well done Lara for her super interactions with her peers, well done, so you've got nailed it. Working Hard is Emily for working so hard on her blending of words, well done Emily. And Rianne for being concerned when his friend was upset. Oh, what a lovely kind thing. So that was Being Kind certificate. Well done. So over to Mrs. Williams's class. Working Hard is Octavian for working really, really hard in the hub with his new group and communicating well. Well done, Octavian. Being Kind, it's Fifi for being really helpful member of Rowan class. How lovely. And nailed it is Lila for doing some fantastic sentence writing in phonics. Well done, you. Now moving on to year 1. And for Being Kind, Boaz, always giving time to support others with their learning. What a lovely sort of thing to get a certificate for. So well done, Being Kind, Boaz. Edwin got Working Hard for working hard to create a wonderful pastel picture. Oh, super. I love a bit of art. And it was shared in last week's sharing assembly. So well done, Edwin. And nailed it, Artis, for being a brilliant PE superstar. Oh, well done. Mr. Hunt or Mr. Partridge must have been very proud of you. So you got nailed it. Congratulations. So Mrs. Corley and Mrs. Green's side, we've got working hard goes to George for working hard this week to listen extra specially carefully during the forest session. Well done you. Nailed it goes to Nicholas for great story writing in his English. Well done you. And being kind goes to Lorena, who was always going above and beyond. Oh, what a lovely thing. And really supportive for the rest of the class. So you got being kind. Well done. And now, last but not least, it's the year twos. So these are Maple class. Well done to Charles for getting nailed it, for working incredibly hard on practicing his arithmetic. Well done, Charles. Working hard goes to Georgia, working incredibly hard on her independent writing. Wow, oh look, there's some children there. Writing all by herself. Well done, Georgia. So working hard. Being kind goes to Reese. Always making friends and being kind to the peers. Well done. And last but not least, it's Pine class. Well done, William. You got nailed it for being super knowledgeable about all of the oceans and continents learning and learning about why they are under threat. Very topical. So well done, William. You got nailed it. Working hard was Darcy. Well done, Darcy, for working really hard in maths. And Mrs. Hunt had promised you keep going, that you would actually nail it, and she was right. So you've got that brilliant certificate. And being kind for Jake, for being such a super learning buddy and getting on with his learning and letting his buddy do his learning too. So well done. Fantastic.
And now for the Key Stage 2 certificates this week. In Miss Lawrence's class, for working hard goes to Eden for making a fantastic effort in her independent writing. Being kind goes to Emma for looking out and helping a friend in need. And the Nailed It certificate this week goes to Elijah for a mature and focused attitude to learning. In Mr. Watley's class, we have working hard goes to Emily for working hard in lessons and striving to improve. We have being kind goes to Harriet for her wonderfully kind, caring and happy disposition. And the Nailed It certificate this week goes to Yusuf for his fantastic English work on finding the features of a persuasive letter. Well done. In year 4, in Mr. Smith's class, for being kind, we have got Isla. Is such a considerate girl and very caring towards her friends. Working hard goes to Logan for working really hard at his multiplication and division. And Nailed It goes to Freya for her writing, being so careful constructing her sentences. Well done. Then for Mrs. Franklin's class, the Being Kind certificate this week goes to Lily, always being kind and conscientious towards her peers and adults. Working hard goes to Otis for working incredibly hard during his writing, including his science learning. And finally, Nailed It goes to Angelina for improved attitudes towards her AR reading and quizzes. Well done you. Year 5 this week, in Mrs. Daly's class, the Nailed It certificate goes to Maya for superb working in her maths group with Mrs. Reedman. Being kind goes to Yasmin for being a kind friend even when these are tricky friendship issues. And the working hard goes to Joey, huge improvement in his attitude to learning in all areas of the curriculum. The Nailed It certificate in Mrs. Boswell's class this week goes to Stefan. Superb understanding of our work in science. Working hard goes to Julia. Focused and attentive learning fractions in maths. Well done, Julia. And finally, being kind goes to Jensen, demonstrating the value of care, keeping himself and us organised. Well done. And finally, the Year 6 certificates. For Mrs. Campbell's class, The Being Kind certificate goes to Harrison for always looking out for his classmates and preventing distractions. He's an excellent role model. Nailed It goes to Ree for being super organised with her English learning on the computer. And Working Hard goes to Patrick for really trying hard to get started in his learning as soon as possible. And finally, Mrs. Peake's class for being kind goes to Ali for always thinking of others. The Nailed It certificate this week goes to Jasper for nailing it, following putting in lots of effort into all of his learning. And finally, Working Hard goes to Alfie, Alfie T, working hard in planning his independent writing. Really good stuff. Well done all of Key Stage 2 this week.
Thank you, Mrs. Page and Miss Barry. Right, now we're moving on to family shout-outs. I've only got 2. Some weeks I get, 5 or 6? Only got 2. Come on, families, get some information into me. Well done to Maya at Year 3, or is it Year 4? I think we're talking Year 3. Maya at Stukely, you've just got your Step 6 Swimming Award, doing brilliantly. You've also just taken part in a Hunt's Charity Dance Gala. You did a fantastic job at that, raising money for charity. Well done, Maya. And also Tom, Year 2, Stukely, you have just got Player of the Week in tennis. Yes, you have. Cracking forehand, backhand. Forehand, backhand. You're doing brilliantly, Tom. Well done to you too. Keep up that great work. And get your shout-outs in, everyone. I've also got a few shout-outs from in school. Some of you write it on the smallest pieces of paper, and I'm really struggling to read them. So thank you if you used a large piece of paper and folded it. Let's shoot through some of these. Shout out to Bailey in Year 6 at Stukely. Always being there as a great friend. That's from Kieran. What a lovely shout out. A shout out to Angelina in Year 4 for being a great friend and always being really kind and courteous when we talk to each other. That's from Jessica in Year 4. And this is lovely because Angelina's done a shout out to Mrs. Franklin, her teacher at Stukely, Year 4. Tries so hard to get us all in a good learning mood, it says here, to get us silent and ready for what we need to do. That's lovely, Angelina. Thank you. Josh H, Year 5 Stukely, always making me laugh all the time. That's from Elijah. Newton, thank you. We got a Newton one. This is well done to Cameron, Noah, Daniel, Alan and me for fixing the smooger for lunchtime football games, and that's from Finn at Newton in Goodall class. Stukely children at Newton play football on the playground like we do at Stukely, but they have kind of barriers. They have like an arena which keeps the ball in, and it often falls over, and the boys did a cracking job at setting it back up. Charlie Allpress, big shout out to Joey for working really hard at his learning and getting star of the day. And finally, Iman, you've got a shout out from your sister Ria for being a comfort to me and a support to me anytime I get sad. I love the sisterly shout outs. Thank you everyone for that. Right, we're now going to go on to Federation Prediction League, Forest Prediction League. It's a bit disappointing, this one. You'll find out why. I'm sorry. I gave Mrs. Wing some of the sheets a bit late. My fault, not Mrs. Wing's fault. I handed her some sheets late, so we're not quite ready with scores. I promise I'll get them out on the Twitter as soon as they're out. I think Taylor, who was top, I think he might still be top, but it was a double points week, so I'll have to wait and see. Anyway, just before we go, at the end of this video, there's an EDK. Enjoy that, focus, and give it everything that you've got. Apart from that, have a great rest of the day. Good luck, Mulkey players, in tomorrow's tournament at Newton. Good luck, Lionesses, in the football tomorrow. I'll see lots of you, or lots of you will be at the film night, at Fossum's film night at Stukely on Thursday, and the Oakleaf Bookshop still open as well. Beautiful.